Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Locker Room Talk.
A very somber edition.
It is, man.
Because it's Martin Luther King Day weekend.
It is. Happy MLK Day.
Yes. This is the first episode we're recording this week with video.
It is.
This will be the free episode. We recorded an episode that was a little spicy.
Yeah.
And it's going to be our Patreon episode this week.
Well, first
in part because it's spicy, and in part because Joe forgot to hit record on the video.
Isn't that cool? That's awesome. I was like, this is too spicy. You know what? Some things work better as an audio-only medium.
Yes.
And I think a Patreon episode is one of those things.
Yes, an episode where we name multiple comedians.
We talk about Matt's newest relationship. We talk about some of Bobby's older relationships.
Yes.
And if you're like, damn, I want to hear that but not see it, give us a little fucking money.
Yeah.
All right? Give us some money, dude.
Yeah. Well, now it's the free episode, and we can talk about Martin Luther King Jr. in the way that we want more people to say.
Yeah, a little more socially acceptable way that maybe won't demonetize us right out of the gate.
Exactly, yeah. We all believe he's a hero.
Yeah.
5'7".
He was 5'7".
The original short king.
Yeah.
A short Martin Luther King.
You said it, brother.
Yeah.
And he also had sex with prostitutes, which is very cool, too.
Yeah.
Wow, I have two things in common.
Yeah.
with Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
That's it, though.
There was like a thing for a while where it was like, hey, everyone likes Martin Luther King, but did you know he cheats on his wife?
Mm-hmm. And it was like, hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the
well,
problem?
sometimes you want to go to the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the problem with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Oh, my
understand.
God. He's been to the mountaintop. That is a dog whistle for big titties, which Shakira told us about later.
Yeah, you might confuse him with mountains.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I've been to the mountaintop. Ain't no confusing, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a direct MLK quote.
I asked Martin Luther King where or when he would want to cheat on his wife, and he said whenever, wherever.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
You know what I learned recently is that Jesse Jackson fucking lied about cradling the dying Martin Luther King in his arms.
That's so cool.
Yeah. He was like there when it happened because he was in the balcony of his of the hotel suite, and a bunch of them were in the hotel room.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would have been enough to be like, oh, I was in that hotel. But no, he fucking did this pre-internet lie.
The Steve Rannazzisi.
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
Or the George Santos.
Yeah.
We talked about George Santos in the podcast, right?
I
don't think so.
No, I think you and I talked about it with Ben off mic.
Oh, yes. So apparently they've redistricted New York since I moved out. I'm pretty sure he is the congressman for like where my family lives still in Bayside in Queens.
Were you sad that you don't get to vote for him now?
Yeah, of course. Well, the thing is, it's like some of that little area of Queens, and then like the part of Long Island that's like all the rich people, and like my neighborhood is more middle class. So they're like, George Santos represents the something highest, richest district. And I'm like, okay, so it can't be mine. But then I looked at the map and it's like, oh, it's like all of this rich area, then this little area of Queens where my family lives.
Let's give this district a little bit of character.
Yeah.
Got all the Jews and the Chinese.
Yeah. Do you know about this George Santos guy?
No, who is he?
Oh,
What
Joe,
is he?
I think he's going to be your favorite congressperson.
I think he is Joe if Joe was a congressman.
Nice.
I think literally every potential piece of biographical information you could give about yourself, he has done, and it has been found to be not true.
Oh, sick, dude.
I think, like, on his Wikipedia page, you can look it up, there is a section that says false biographical information with, like, 10 different parts inside of it.
It honestly rules. And, like, some of it is like, oh, I could see how this would be advantageous for your political career, but some of it is just like, why did you say that? I think he's a compulsive
false
liar,
biographical statement scandal. Other false claims about family, religion, and education. Well, first he said that he had family in the Holocaust.
Okay.
He also said he had family in 9/11, and what was the other? There were like 3 big ones.
Are we sure he wasn't just doing a comedy podcast where he
Maybe.
did several bits?
Yes, that is possible. Said he went 9/11, he went Holocaust, and also said he was part black. The triumvirate.
Yeah. The ultimate in victimhood.
Yes. He said that he had family in the Holocaust. His mom's side of the family were Ukrainian Jews. And
You even had to put Ukrainian in there.
right.
Not
yeah.
just Jews, Ukrainian Jews.
Yes. So I never claimed to be Jewish. Once he was found out, he said, I never claimed to be Jewish. I am Catholic, but I learned my maternal family had a Jewish background. I said I was Jewish. He legitimately used that as the excuse.
It's very, very funny.
Then and they also found he had no like Ukrainian blood. Like every time it's all these things. He claimed he was biracial and that he was born to an African American father who had Angolan roots, but there is no evidence of that. Like every paragraph starts with what he says and ends with, and research was done and found there is no evidence of that.
It's so funny too, because what is he, like 40?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
so-
he's in his 30s. He was born in 88.
Oh wow, he's like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's like our age, man. Like, we know enough to be like, if you say something that's not true, people will figure it out.
Yeah. In July 2021, Santos wrote on Twitter that 9/11 claimed my mother's life. In a later interview, he said his mother was caught up in the ash cloud, but never applied for relief because the family couldn't afford the medical bills.
Wow.
Wait,
he also
hold
claimed
on. That doesn't even make a little bit of sense. We didn't apply to relief. We didn't apply for relief because we were so poor. What does that even...
Yeah, you apply for relief because you're poor.
Yeah. He's like, we didn't do this thing, and also, remember, I'm still a victim.
Oh no, could afford the medical bills.
Oh, okay.
Right, didn't apply for relief because they could afford the medical bills.
Oh, so he's doing two things at once. He's like, listen, I didn't accept the relief.
Yeah.
And also, I have a lot of money.
Yes.
Good on him, dude.
Wrote on Twitter 5 years that his mother had died 5 years earlier in December 2022. Claimed that both of his parents survived being, quote, down there at the World Trade Center. It's like 5 different stories here.
Down there. Okay, he's getting closer and closer to the truth each time. Like, he was like, they were down. They were down there. They were in Manhattan during 9/11.
This with a Patreon, we might name a comedian who we know who talks like this. The priest recalled there was a priest at the family's Catholic church reported Santos told him the family could not afford a funeral when his mother died.
Damn.
There was a collection that raised a significant amount of money, which he gave to him, and a friend had also set up a GoFundMe.
Thank God.
I think there was something about the fact that his family was able to afford it also. I don't know for sure, but...
Something happened between
me.
them having too much money to accept relief and his mom dying.
Yes.
Awkward.
Claimed he went to, he falsely claimed to hold a Master's of Business Administration from NYU. He had a charity that was a scam. He said he had worked for Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, but neither company has any record of him.
Maybe he was working off the books, dude.
He discussed the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando that year. He is gay, by the way.
Gross.
Yeah, I think he's
Well,
telling
how
the
do we
truth
know
about
he's
that.
not lying about that, too?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
trying
what if there's a scandal where they catch him fucking women?
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
Oh, my God.
Maybe he's just saying gay to get a Netflix special.
Or to get elected into Congress. Maybe him and his partner are actually, it's like a Bill and Hillary type situation. Like, they sleep in
It's
separate
like an
beds.
arrangement.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this will be politically advantageous for both of you. But
More
on the
of a-
side,
Yeah.
you find him in a truck stop with lot lizards.
Yeah. I happened to, after the Pulse nightclub shooting, he said, I happened to, at the time, have people that worked for me in the club, my company at the time. We lost 4 employees who were at Pulse. None of the 49 victims killed in the attack appears to have any connection to any of the companies named in his biography.
Hell
in
yeah.
a December interview, he changed his story saying, we did lose 4 people that were going to be coming to work for the company that I was starting up in Orlando.
Hell yeah, dude. I've decided that 4 people that died, I would have hired.
That's awesome.
It's very cool.
There's a whole thing about conflicting residential claims. He had stuff where he lied to his landlord, or there was damages.
Well, that's like someone saying they're a New York City comedian when they live in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Who would do something like that?
I mean, maybe they're just, they're riffing all the time. They're having a nice time, and because of that, they're just a New York City comedian doing what New York City comedians do. We also have unverified claims. He said he had been diagnosed with a brain tumor and received radiation treatment. As of December 3rd, 2022, neither he nor his campaign have clarified the claims.
That's awesome.
Also, legal charges, Brazilian check fraud charges, evictions, unpaid judgments, campaign finance issues. I mean, I don't think I can't come up with a scandal a politician could have that he doesn't have.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just a goofball.
The only
He's a
thing he
goofball.
doesn't
Instead of R or D, it should say G next to his name because he's a goofball.
the representative of the goofballs will now have the floor, and he
Yes.
walks up and he has a fucking pinwheel hat on and a giant lollipop.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Gee, mister, I just like to goof around."
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah. That's a guy who's actually in Congress now.
Oh,
The
wow.
only scandal that he can have is the secretly gay scandal
Right.
because he's outwardly gay.
He's
Yeah,
such
and
a
that's not
dick.
really a scandal anymore to everyone except for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a vile thing.
Yes.
Not so much a scandal.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. But I mean, it makes sense. Gay people. You
Yeah.
know,
That's how they are.
they spend like most of their life lying to people.
If you do think about it, all of this is just him being very, very dramatic.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Like
Yeah.
he just do you think it's like is he maneuvering politically, like these are where these lies are coming from, or does he just kind of get excited when he talks / needs like approval? I think he might be a very Michael Scott type guy where he
Yeah.
just kind of, that whole thing of like, sometimes I'm talking and I don't even know how the sentence is going to end. I just hope I find it along the way. Like he's just talking to someone and he feels like insecure for a second, and like the Holocaust comes up and he's like, my grandparents were in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And then they get like the other person gives them this look of sympathy and he's like, oh, that feels good. All
It's
right,
almost
more of
like
that.
it's the extreme version of when a bunch of people are talking about a movie and like, have you seen it? And you just say yes, even though you haven't, just so you could be in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So you just bring up 9/11 and he's just like, yeah, my parents were there.
Yeah, except in this metaphor, he goes, I actually was part of creating that movie.
Right. Yeah.
Just can't stop himself. I feel like he might be a guy, and I think maybe all or most pathological liars are like this, where they're so afraid of like being boring.
Yeah.
Where they're like, I just gotta say something. I gotta say something.
Yeah.
And it
Fill
can't.
the silence.
Yeah. I bet he's very uncomfortable with silence.
Yeah, Joe, why do you think someone would be a compulsive liar?
Maybe they're surrounded by a bunch of fucking faggots. And so they're like, any fucking falsehood is better than this reality.
Well, we know that he's Mr. Santos is around at least one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, at all times.
at all times.
Yeah.
Oof, that sounds stressful.
Yeah. I don't know. Sign me out of that.
Yeah. Joe, would you ever run for office?
Only if I could get close to that guy to shoot him. All right, we want to fucking kill gay people on this podcast,
Right,
right?
yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
This isn't the Patreon.
Uh-oh.
We don't speak too much truth on the free episodes.
We sprinkle in the truth.
I think
Right.
we're more than 10 minutes in, so we don't have to worry about getting demonetized. For
Right,
hate.
yeah.
Where does that come? Did the robots only watch
I
the
think
first
it's like
10
some
minutes?
algorithm or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't even think that's true. I think it's just something that started being posted on all the YouTube videos. So now everyone believes it, but it's like when they said Happy Birthday was a copywritten song, so everyone stopped singing Happy Birthday, even though that was never true. You know?
That's beautiful. Who would own Happy Birthday?
A Jew.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, a Jew probably wrote it though.
Well, can you just sing the alphabet or Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, a little workaround?
Ooh.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars was a parody of fucking
Yeah.
Happy Birthday.
Happy
Isn't
Birthday
it?
isn't to the tune.
Oh, it isn't. Twinkle
No.
Twinkle Little Star
Those
and
two
ABC.
are-
Oh, but
Yeah.
Happy Birthday isn't. Oh, whatever.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
So we all
you.
know
So
Matt-
we can sing it that
like
way.
the way to make the Happy Birthday song more annoying. Just adding more syllables and fucking verses to it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Matt Maran. Oh man, the Happy Birthday and the ABC, so you get them mixed up.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, hey, do you know the ABCs? And Matt's like, Happy birthday.
A B C D E F G.
Cha cha cha. H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P. Cha cha cha.
Everybody else is like standing around the cake, but Matt's like 3 doors out of the room because
Yeah.
he kept cha-chaing to the left.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
damn, dude, we're a singing podcast. We
are.
break out
Musical.
into song.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. No one? All right. Thought we were going to have a nice time.
You really love like fucking butt rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like anything that sounds like a band that a guy in a Tap Out t-shirt would listen
Yeah.
to. Matt's
Yeah, I
like,
like that
put
stuff.
that shit on.
Anything that would have been fucking big in an action movie in the early 2000s.
Oh, hell yeah.
If it fucking showed up on a soundtrack.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Back when Matt would have been like an extra in a music video if they still made music videos
Yeah.
today.
Hell yeah, Matt's like, would someone that listens to this also have a chain wallet?
Yeah.
Then I wanna watch it. You know,
Yeah.
or those weird goth pants. What's up with that?
The
What?
flared goth pants with
Like-
like the suspenders and shit.
I don't know if this is suspect, but they're like big, bulky red, black pants with like chains all around them. And sometimes you'll see like a big titted goth girl, and you're like, "Fuck yes!" But then she's wearing those, and you're like, "I think she
Who
might be a bit
cares?
corny."
No. I never had that. I do remember I had.
To be clear, I would
Yeah.
fuck this hypothetical woman.
In the mid 2000s, I did have, you know what I thought were really cool? Those, like, they're not quite khakis, they're not quite gym shorts, and they have the zipper at the knee.
Ooh.
And you could turn them from pants into shorts.
Oh,
Those are
I
just
thought those
functional,
were cool.
dude. Yeah.
That's actually like very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Because then you don't quite have to be like, oh, is it when it's a fall day or a spring day?
Right.
You know, a lot of useful clothing like that is also for nerds. For example, the shoes that turn into skates.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you're in a hurry, look, I don't have to run. I could skate my way there.
Yeah.
But you're a dork.
What about shoes that light up? I always thought those were pretty cool.
Those are
Dude, that, in middle school, that was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm definitely gonna kiss a woman now, a girl.
A girl.
Yeah,
No, you liked women then, but girls now? That's a weird
crazy.
change. That's a
Yikes.
weird change of events.
Yeah, Bobby's
I
developing
hate that
in
Joe
reverse.
willed this into existence. Because if you remember a few weeks ago, Matt was like, I don't know about this, and he's like, you know what it is? It's repetition.
Yeah.
I think, well, it's like mentally you do have like a reverse Benjamin Button. Because
Yeah.
like when he was like a little kid, he's like, I want a mature older woman.
Yeah.
And now as a man, he's like goo goo gaga. Let's see that. Let's see that fresh into this world pussy.
Or when you're a kid, you like 22-year-old women and they're adults to you. And now that we're in our 30s, 22-year-old women are younger.
Yeah. Isn't that weird when you see like when you look at like photos of like young celebrities when they're young, and then you realize like, oh, they were like so much younger when I thought they were like old in like the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's weird.
Your idea of age when you're a kid is completely off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like you see like, the first season of Seinfeld, like George was saying how he was 28 or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodfellas, those guys are all like 21.
Dude, I was like talking to my doctor and like we're both 38.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn, we're Homer Simpson age. Like that's how old Homer Simpson is. Like, am I going to have a heart attack like Homer
Yeah.
Simpson? Probably.
Yeah.
I have a very Homer Simpson-esque lifestyle.
Really, Homer Simpson's only 38?
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't look 38. He looks like in his 50s.
That's how they thought a 38-year-old looked in fucking 1987.
Yeah.
That's how a 38-year-old looked in 1987.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe everyone did just get older faster.
I think it's just like, well, like people didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Like skincare,
Yeah,
drinking
true.
water,
Right.
just being healthy.
Yeah, they
overall.
weren't drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in the infancy of like, oh, sugar is in everything, and that's great. Because
Yeah.
sugar is great. What really hurts you is fat.
Right.
Fat and food is very. Don't eat eggs. Have candy bars for
Right.
breakfast.
But don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled up the article we talked about it on the Patreon without having it in front of us about the police officer that.
Yeah, I need to know about this.
So
dude.
something happened. If you've been looking on the internet lately.
Yes, you've been seeing the meme. It's
She's got a Samuel Bateman Freed girlfriend type vibe.
yes. Oh, we can look that up too. We didn't look up anything on the Patreon. Free episodes where you get to watch us look at our phones.
And unless
Yeah.
Matt is still charging his phone, which is
Right.
what happened in the last episode.
Yes, Laverne, Tennessee is where.
Laverne, she sounds like a goddamn slut, dude.
Laverne is the name of the
Location.
precinct. Her name is Megan.
I don't care. The precinct sounds like a slut. Megan sounds like a slut. They're all
Yeah.
sluts in this story.
Yes. So Megan, yes, she was. 5 have been fired. Patrol officer Megan Hall, Juan Lugo Perez, Lewis Powell, Seneca Shields, and Henry McGowan. 3 others have been suspended.
What did they just put the tip in?
Yeah.
They're like, don't worry, it doesn't count. You only
Yeah.
got your dick sucked. This is Bill Clinton rules in terms
Yeah.
of intercourse.
Yeah, so this one cute white girl was fucking all the police officers, is what it seems like. They're trying to rebuild trust in our community. Ooh, Joe's ticklish.
He is.
If you guys are just listening, Bobby's tickling Joe as I am
Maybe this will be an audio.
trying to inform the audience here. Trying to find
So
more
what's the
about
fucking
this.
problem? Why was she like? What's the problem with her having sex with everyone?
Yeah, did they do something against company policy?
Yeah.
Did they disclose it to HR like, hey, we are going to have a gangbang this weekend? They're like, okay. And the like kind of like Phyllis from The Office type looking woman just pulls out a random folder from the Rolodex, and it has like a green tab, and it's for like the form to fill out if you're having an orgy.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
So she is married. Is also accused of revealing her breasts while at a steamy family Memorial Day hot tub party on a boat. That's a strange detail to have in this.
Okay. Yeah, the word steamy was a little weird
Yeah.
because it didn't become. It makes it sound like it was steamy before she showed her breasts.
Yeah.
It sounds like the breast is what made it stormy.
Was
Steamy.
fired for having sex with her colleagues, claimed she was in an open marriage, but her park ranger husband did not agree.
Okay, a little bit
Yeah.
of a disagreement.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That's what this fucking nerd has to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you let your wife become a police officer. That's like strike one in terms of
Yeah.
keeping your bitch in line.
And I were keeping her safe.
Yeah.
yeah. One of them claimed that he had oral sex with her in the department's gym while on duty.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, on duty is bad.
Yeah. That
It's
seems
my duty to please that booty.
Yeah, so it seems that
Oh, they blurred out one of the cops' faces.
yeah.
I'm gonna squint so I see exactly what he looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
he looks like how you expect a fucking cop to look like.
Yeah.
Mustache like yours, body like yours.
No, this one's like the Johnny Sins fucking.
Ah,
person.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's Johnny Saint and there's Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins is probably the coolest porn star. He's so fit. Who's your favorite male porn star?
Mandingo for sure.
Nick Manning dropping loads. I just remember the one video of that guy yelling, like he would come and then like almost angrily yell, dropping loads, and I'm
Hell
like,
yeah,
this
dude.
isn't hot. I would think even if you're a girl watching that, like no one wants to see a man like angry
No,
and yelling
I
at
know
you
one
after
thing
you
about
fuck.
women. It's that they love a good catchphrase.
Yeah. But yeah, so her husband is doesn't seem to be happy about this.
Really?
Joe, would you be okay if Kelly was fucking a bunch of cops?
Cops.
Yeah. Some of them are black.
That's wild. Well,
Yeah.
like, do I get to like use their guns?
Here, Joe. Why don't you take this outside and go play?
Just give me a couple ARs.
Hell yeah, dude.
Kill some time.
Well, time's not the only thing you'll be killing, buddy.
That's true.
And they also were just talking about her husband who works at State Park as a seasonal interpretive recreator. And it's just all these like nice quotes from his website about how he likes to go on the trails and swim in the lake. And I'm like, you're just making us feel the worst we could possibly feel for
to
this
be
guy.
fair, he does sound like a big fucking my wife fucks other guy.
Yeah,
energy.
that's
I just
true.
really like nature and like being on the trail.
Yeah.
being in the nice weather. I
Yeah.
picture him with like holding a glass of Merlot with 2 cucumbers on each eye.
They really are doing that. The way they're like, he's talking about working. It's his favorite part about working state parks is witnessing the look in our visitors' eyes when they connect with our state's cultural resources.
She's married to a gay guy. Now I don't feel so bad.
That wow moment makes all the hard work worth it, and it makes me fall in love with our park system all over again.
Where
he
is
wrote,
this?
Daily Mail,
Where
The park.
in the country is this happening?
Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Because there's a weird thing about Southern men that sometimes they're very fucking gay.
Yeah, but it's just like he's doing this whole blog, like the wow moment that makes all their hard work. Makes me fall in love with our park system. Very next paragraph, his wife's lurid affair with her colleagues came to light after an internal investigation in December.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have spent less time looking at the park and more time looking after your chick.
Also, 2 other cops were suspended and charged with sexual harassment after exchanging sexual images with her. Are they does she... If it's harassment, then I would assume she does. She's fucking all the cops, and then some of the other cops are sending her pictures.
Dude, can you imagine how an incel police officer, like the only one on the squad that doesn't get to have a turn,
and then that's why they got suspended instead of fired because she wouldn't fuck them.
Yeah, they're like, listen, you don't get pussy, but you do get to keep your job.
Yeah. Oh man,
Joe, one of your socks is backwards.
I like it that way, dude. It's fucking the style.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it like having a backwards baseball
dude.
cap? Okay, that's kind of
New
cool.
style, man.
Or like crisscross with the jeans.
It's called heel out now.
Heel out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's the style, man. Matt, are you learning anything?
yeah, nothing. It's just more like, oh, they were in a hot tub, and then
Now-
the guy was like, she asked the guy, "Do you want to fuck?" And he said yes, and then they fucked. It's like,
So what's the problem?
yeah.
Now, was it ever a devil's threesome, or dare I say even more?
I don't know. I don't believe. I believe so. That's what everyone's saying is that they were like all running a train
But
on her.
I think that's our imaginations running wild.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because it sounds like she fucked one guy and then fucked another guy later. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of trains going on.
Yeah, it makes it seem like there's like a massive fucking orgy.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
seems like she was just getting a little side action.
Well,
Yeah.
it was known. Apparently, it was known that she had multiple partners.
Okay.
I don't know if it says that she had multiple partners at once.
Now, one guy is in trouble because it was on duty, and you're not supposed to fuck anybody on duty, even
Yeah.
probably your wife. But
What if it was like to calm down like somebody though? Like they were hysterical and there was only one way to calm them down. The long dick of the law.
we got a 7:30 on Avenue A. We're gonna need some good dick. Over. This is
Officer
Officer
Sins.
Tyrone. Okay, all right, we both got there. Officer Sins.
There was talk of a threesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe there was a devil's threesome, or at least there was talk of one.
Is
I
that
don't
her
know if there's-
husband?
Yes, it is.
Would you guys be
Yeah,
willing?
that guy's gay as hell.
Oh,
yeah, let
yeah.
me see. Dude, that guy might as well have a penis in his ass right now.
Send me that photo. I'll put a picture of it on the
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Screenshot that.
God
shit.
damn. Yeah, that guy loves looking at beautiful parks and the smiles on people's faces while they're in them.
Yeah.
God damn.
Mm.
And that okay, the wife there looks pretty tasty.
Ooh.
The picture everyone's
bobber.
showing looks like
Yeah.
not that good.
Well, because they're like when they're in uniform, they have to be like hair tied back. They're supposed to
Yeah.
be like non-sexualized.
Yeah, well,
Ooh.
that she looked real sexualized in that. I kind of
She's been being too sexualized everywhere outside of the. I was gonna say outside of the line of duty, but no. Also, when she's in the line of duty.
dude, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
She's got freckles. That's nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think we could DM this woman? It seems like. Do you think she only likes cops, or will she get rolled out by anybody?
I think it just seems anyone who's a freak.
Okay, so because that's very good news for us.
Yeah.
Would you guys spit roast a woman?
Yes.
Mm.
All three of us?
No.
We spit roast to Brittany Griner.
That's true.
Yeah.
We did.
And if that video ever does become available, we will share that with our
Do you
patrons.
think it will become
and
available?
our listeners, not just the patrons. I think so. I think they said that. So we mentioned on the Patreon, me and Bobby did the spit roast. Gas Digital's doing a competitive roast show where two battlers or two comedians roast a topic. So we roasted Brittany Griner.
Roast, and then the judges: Rich Boss, Bobby Kelly, Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
It's
That
fun
was
time.
I was very proud. My first joke. I just turned to Ari and
Spoilers.
I asked him if he has any advice for how I can make jokes about a professional basketball player.
What'd he say?
I think he just laughed.
Well, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Because like he likes to like not have that addressed, I guess.
I don't know. The
He didn't
Kobe
look
thing?
uncomfortable. I was looking at his face when Matt told the joke. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He didn't look uncomfortable. They all looked a little uncomfortable when people made Chris D'Elia jokes.
Yeah.
And a Jeff Ross joke.
Oh, why? 'Cause,
There were a
like,
couple of Jeff Ross jokes. Yeah.
Is he still in trouble?
I think out of, Chris D'Elia is like newly in trouble again with that documentary or whatever.
Yeah.
Jeff Ross just has that one girl, but I don't know if like those guys are like cool with Jeff. Like they noticeably did not laugh during like, because Aaron Berg did a joke about how fucking Jeff Ross is a pedophile or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like clear. They didn't do a Jada Pinkett Smith like show of not
Keep
laughing.
my roast master's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but it's good. Yeah, if it ever comes out, you should watch it.
What about Dalia? Why were people still uncomfortable with like the Dalia?
I'm thinking the judges knowing that it was filmed, or maybe even not knowing that it was filmed, were like, I don't know if I want to give this too much water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Bobby Kelly and Rich Voss. Ari Shaffir laughs at everything.
Yeah.
But he has much less to lose, I think.
Yeah. Does he? I mean, Bobby Kelly and Rich Voss, do they have like network shows?
I don't know what
Like,
I don't know what I meant by that.
Yeah. But I think they were filming it, and they're going to try it as like a pilot and then see if they maybe do it more consistently.
I imagine if my luck is any indication, is that that episode, the recording of it got messed up.
Yeah.
And then everyone that
How do you fuck up a video recording of something?
I can't imagine it,
Yeah.
dude.
I fucked up a video recording.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, of our awful podcast. I did you a favor.
Yeah.
So do we fuck a woman at the same time?
No.
You
What,
wouldn't
the
do
three of
that.
us?
No, who's it going to be? Come on, dude. I don't want to fucking do that. What fucking genuinely hot chick is going to want to fuck all three of us? Don't bother looking at the timestamp, Bobbert. I'm not going to fucking censor it, dude. Because she had sex with Matt and she offered to have sex with you. But she knows.
This is not the Patreon, Joe.
Oh.
I don't think he cares.
Oh, no. But like, I'm a married man. I would never do that. Not with you guys. You guys would tattle.
No, you would with though.
Well, maybe.
I'm just trying to get him back.
But it's like, I don't care.
He doesn't care. Damn it.
You can't hurt a man that can't get hurt by anything.
I censor her name out.
Damn it, Joe edits the show. He's gonna apply
The ultimate
When I
power.
remembered to refilm the fucking video, I also edit it.
Beginning of the podcast, like when we started a year ago, Joe's like, "Don't worry, I'll edit it, guys. I don't mind putting on the extra work.
Yeah.
It's fine."
He knew what he was doing the whole time.
Now it's like, phew, dude. So far, I've edited more podcast episodes without quitting and trying to distance myself from the podcast more than anyone else.
more than any other podcast
More
you've
than-
ever done.
More than any other. Well, so far, yeah. I
Yeah.
think we've done this one longer than any other. I don't think this is as long as Super Seniors, though.
No, it is.
No, Super Seniors was like over a year, I thought.
Really?
Year and a
Yeah.
half. But it was a very
Yeah.
sporadic year, huh?
Yeah.
No, I think we did it.
And the audio was awful in that one, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
It was weird. Who edited that one?
I think it was Ben Miller.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna reach a year in like 3 more months, maybe.
8 months.
We're at 8 months now.
No, in 8 months.
Oh,
we'll be
in
at a
8
year.
months?
That can't be. No,
No.
that's not true. I think it's no, I think it's soon.
Yeah, it'll be like March or April, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Have you ever done a
March.
podcast for a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
It was back in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't count.
Is it still available?
Maybe.
Give a shout out.
What's the plug?
Broken Toys with Adam Pearlstein.
Nice.
Check it out,
What
man.
was that about? How
just
you
me
broke a
and-
dildo in your ass?
Yeah, well, it was based on like how like a comedian is like a broken toy.
Ah, okay.
It's very powerful, huh? Really
Very
makes you
powerful
think.
stuff.
It was. I mean, it was the early 2000s, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's hard to fucking do. I mean, it's like, oh, it's hard to do a podcast, but
Yeah.
it's hard to like talk and be motivated to do something week in and week out.
Yeah, without just like, saying things that your friends will want you to bleep out.
Yeah. Oh, what, like your ex? Bobby, what are you nervous about?
He's
dude?
just goofing around,
Yeah.
guys.
What are you nervous about, Bobby?
Me? I'm not nervous.
Oh.
I'm excited that
What?
they say that like this is a trick, by the way, if you're ever nervous or anxious about something, that physiologically the feeling of being anxious or having anxiety is the same as excitement. It's just the story you tell yourself. So back in my early days, I'd be nervous about a show.
Oh, okay.
And I'd be like, because what if I do poorly? But now I think, what if this goes really well? And I start getting hyped up, and I still have the adrenaline and the heart racing, but you just turn that negative into a positive.
Turn that frown upside down, if you will.
That's what they say, baby. It actually is. I forget where I read that, but when I read it like helped me immensely because I feel like
that you need to turn that frown upside down.
But I saw that on a bumper sticker and I slammed on the brakes.
And pulled off to the shoulder. You're fucking shaking. Deep breaths.
And the dead woman next to me, I just try to fucking push her mouth up so that her frown is upside down, but it doesn't work. No, but it is helpful. Yeah, if you tell yourself like 99% of like feeling bad is you're telling yourself an unhelpful story. So if you can trick yourself into telling a helpful story, it's all the better.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the amount of people we know in comedy who are so delusional, they constantly are telling themselves
Some
good stories.
people have the opposite problem.
And there's
yeah.
actually like you need to be you need to learn what reality is for you.
How about you watch one of those fucking tapes of yourself performing and look me in the eyes and say you're fucking funny.
Now, see, I always wonder about people that have like an over estimation of their abilities, if they're doing what I'm describing, but then just went a little too overboard with it. You know what I mean? Whether consciously or subconsciously, they're like, I gotta hype myself up a little bit, tell myself a good story, and then it becomes like, well, you're actually The Rock, you know? No one's The Rock except for Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You said it, brother.
Yeah.
It's crazy that The Rock is his middle name.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish my parents had given me a cool middle name. I got like Nicholas. Why couldn't it have been like The Badass? Matt the Badass Maran.
Hell yeah, dude.
What's
My
your
middle name is Razor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Joe Razor Gorman?
Joseph Razor Gorman, but yeah.
Right. It's weird that Bobby's parents named him Bobby the pedophile Sheehan.
Well, but they call him the Finger for short.
The Finger?
Because that's the only thing that really does any damage.
What?
What?
His finger does the damage?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of, I have a small penis, is what he's saying. Don't worry, Joe. I got you.
The pinky. The thumb.
Ooh, I know a guy in college that fingered a woman with his thumb. It got around to everybody.
Yeah.
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
Which
Feel good?
I wasn't the person he did it to, but
I think that's what really matters. Maybe he was onto something.
Yeah, it probably wasn't that good. It may have been better if
Maybe
he gave...
the arch of the thumb actually caresses the clitoris on the way out.
And apparently women, they're concerned about girth, and which finger is the girthiest?
Yeah.
The thumb.
I think it'd be better if he gave her 2 thumbs up.
I mean, like, let's be real. Like, this guy fucked a girl in college, which is more than any of us did. So
I never fucked a woman that I went to school with because I lost my virginity the summer before my junior year. And then I got a hand job from a girl once, but then
it's fun to fuck somebody you went to college with and then see him like walking around campus.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that girl had an abortion. That girl's a fucking, this woman's a fucking child killer, and she's like going to a fucking state university.
Yeah.
You
She's
know?
just walking to her engineering class like she is not a child murderer.
Yeah, without her head hung down, without
Yeah.
everyone throwing fucking rocks at her for extinguishing life.
Yeah.
Selfishly choosing an education instead of bringing life into this world.
Yeah. Crazy how some women are so selfish.
How can they be so cruel?
Yeah.
They've been given this incredible gift from God, and they choose to turn it away.
Yeah. We are a Christian conservative podcast.
In a lot of ways, we really are, though.
Yeah. Besides, the fact that I'm Jewish and Bobby's an atheist.
Bobby's not an atheist.
No?
No, he believes in rules.
That's
the whole fucking. That's all religion is.
If you watch any debate between like a religious person and an atheist, the religious person does seem to be under the assumption that like the only way life works is if there's a God. But they're like, well, ethos, and they're like, yeah, and they're like Jesus, and they're like, I don't. What? It's like, yeah, you got the only way this makes sense is if there's a God and there's also Jesus.
But like all of rules rules are still based around the idea of like Jesus and God. Like you have to believe.
So in India, what's going on?
They believe in their fucking.
When an Indian sees a stop sign, what goes through his mind?
It's like, if I don't fucking stop, then the white man's going to arrest me.
Oh, I see.
No, the only reason people are obeying the rules, and like I think most cops, I think it's hard to find an atheist cop because like why would they fucking follow rules?
Well, I do.
All of America is based on.
This is beautiful because people always say there are no atheists in foxholes, and then there'll be like a guy that's like, I was in Afghanistan, I'm an atheist, and they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like that's just how religious people argue. They're
Maybe
like,
he lost belief in God after seeing the horrors of war.
I think it
and
is.
knowing that there is
I think
no
it
fucking
is
God.
possible, like thousands of years ago, where everyone was just like, killing each other, stealing from each other, or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Someone was like, all right, we got to have some sort of system here. You can't kill each other. Why? Because if you do, you'll burn in hell forever. And they came up with that back then. Now I don't think we need that. I think you can have rules without believing in God.
But how? What's the point? Why do we need rules?
So people don't kill each other?
Why? What's the downside of that? There's too many fucking people, dude. Get on a fucking train. You're telling me you wouldn't want to take out a fucking knife and just start gutting like you're in the fucking jungle, cutting through the underbrush, only it's people on the fucking L train?
No, you're
telling me
right.
you wouldn't
You're
wanna
right,
do
Joe.
that?
Actually, I would want to do that. I had never thought about it until you put it that way.
Yeah, dude. It would be fucking so... If there weren't rules, I would absolutely be fucking killing people.
Yeah.
I would be running around treating my life like it was Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just trying to get 5 stars.
Just trying to get 5 stars, escape the police by just hanging out on a hill.
What about cheating on your Gumar?
Well, that's different, dude.
Is that a rule that you follow?
No, that's a code I live by.
That doesn't come from God.
That doesn't, dude.
See, Joe, there's codes and then there's rules.
Yeah,
Yes.
faggots follow rules, but dudes live
follow
by their own.
codes.
I live by my own code, though, not
Right.
God. Like the commandments are God's rules, but I got a fucking code.
Well, Bobby doesn't follow all the commandments.
He follows rules, though.
Yeah.
which are way more numerous and nuanced.
Yes.
But the 10 Commandments then branch out to a bunch of little rules.
Yeah.
And
but
law-
you
The
don't
10 Commandments is sort of like the Constitution in that sense. It's like
Yeah.
this little thing with a framework, and then you extrapolate little smaller rules
Yeah.
from them.
So it's the same.
Yeah, but I think the Constitution is a little more rational than
Why?
the 10 Commandments.
One nation under God doesn't sound very rational to me.
That is
Sounds
in the
like-
Pledge of Allegiance.
They
Jonah.
believe. Well, it's the same. It's all.
That's how the
fucking same
Constitution
thing.
starts off, right?
Constitution, Pledge of Allegiance. It's all
Yeah.
the same fucking horse shit that we need as a security blanket, baby.
Yeah.
Until the atheists rise up when they realize there's no punishment for their
Yeah.
rules.
You know, they actually added under God to the Pledge of Allegiance like years after kids were all
Eisenhower
Why?
for like
Yeah.
anti-communist shit. Same,
Eisenhower's
same
such
thing
a
with
little
the money.
bitch. There's
Yeah.
no God.
What do you? Can't even follow this thread.
I don't believe in God, and I don't think. I don't
Oh,
think
but you're being consistent because you also don't follow rules, although
Yes.
you will follow the occasional code. Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
follow my code.
Oh, your code.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not like, the ninja code. I'm not gonna fucking follow that. I follow the fucking
I'm not
code
going to
of.
follow that Jap code.
Yeah, dude, I follow the fucking code of the J Wolf.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't tell you about it.
You can't tell me about the J Wolf code.
No,
What if I want to live my life by the
You
J Wolf
can't,
code?
dude. You got to live by the fucking retard code. That's your code, dude. Don't you understand this, dude? You don't
I don't.
understand how codes work, man.
Joe
Look, anyone can follow rules, but codes are unique to the one particular person.
This
What
is
about-
what Joe
yeah.
thinks when someone says they're encoding.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you make codes? You
Yeah.
make codes for people that aren't strong-willed enough to write their own code.
Yeah.
That you mean password to enter a fucking speakeasy.
Yeah.
That's
Joe's
what you-
actually an expert coder.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
that's it, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's
What
why
about-
Joe's from North Dakota.
Yeah. What about Chris Jericho in the WWE when his finishing
the
move was
code
the
breaker?
code breaker?
I prefer the walls of Jericho.
Yes. You would never break the code.
It's impossible,
You
dude.
can't break the J Wolf code.
That's right, man. I'm all about codes.
Can you? You can't tell us how to live by the code. Can you tell us maybe some of the?
How you die by the code?
How do you die by the code?
Yeah, dude,
How do
it's-
you die by the code of the J Wolf?
Insulting my jolly Gumar, dude.
You're Jolly Kumar.
Damn, dude, I've been missing Kelly. She's been gone all weekend, dude.
Yeah.
Every breath she takes.
I know, but look how clean I made this place to make sure she feels welcome when she
Absolutely.
gets
Nice.
Well, actually, she can see on the Furbo.
back. Hopefully.
Damn, I was gonna do a bit where we talk about how it's cleaner than it's ever been, but won't work.
Not now.
Because there's evidence. Damn, and I would never lie because that's against the retard code.
Don't lie because you won't remember what you said.
Yeah, damn, I wish I followed the George Santos code.
Yeah. That seems like a much funner code. To
Yeah,
fucking
claim
follow,
to fuck
honestly.
men,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make everything else up.
Yeah. The code of the J-Wolf. Can you share with us any of the laws, codes, any
They're
of the
codes,
the
Matt. They're
statutes?
distinct from laws.
Can you tell us any of the statutes of the code of the J-Wolf?
Yeah, here's a tenant for you.
Okay.
Here's
Oh,
a tenant.
There's tenants as well.
Tenants.
Dude, this is like the fucking Matrix.
It's like the
Yeah.
Liver King, the life tenants, but it's the tenants of the code of the J-Wolf.
One.
our
It's like-
ancestors smoked weed all day, every day, and
If
watched
you're-
reruns of The Office.
If you're not high every waking minute of your life, you're dying.
Right.
Every waking
The
minute.
code of the
your life.
J-Wolf involves watching at least one adult cartoon per day.
Our ancestors told everyone on social media they were pansexual as a bit,
Yeah.
and then therefore got booked on several shows in New York City. And you should do the same.
Yeah.
That's how you get in, dude. That's how you change the system.
Yeah.
That's how you fix a broken system.
Either of you guys see Velma?
No,
Dude, it's all over Twitter.
So Velma is a big-titted woman?
not no more.
It's a cartoon. I don't know. She's in like high school in the show.
Mindy Kaling.
Yes, it's Mindy Kaling. So Velma's just Indian now.
Okay.
But they also got rid of Scooby-Doo. So
Yeah,
it's like the
Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo
is-
mysteries.
yes.
They made Shaggy, get this, black.
yeah.
Hot Daphne is now
Well,
like
Shaggy's
Asian.
a guy that just smokes weed all day.
Shaggy was more than that. Shaggy was like the most powerful being in the universe, according to the internet.
Yeah.
If Shaggy's black, he's definitely like an anime black.
Yeah, he's
You
into
know?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
For sure.
I haven't
Big,
seen
thick
it.
white one.
Yeah, my roommate Mark Henley, may he live forever. He watched an episode and a half of it, and he will give credit to things that don't deserve it.
He's real empathetic.
yes,
He likes
will-
to imagine why someone would do something and therefore give them the credit for that.
Yes, there can be something that is very kind of almost undeniably bad, but if he finds one person who likes it, he'll be like, well, at least it's for someone, and this is why, and then it's okay. He turned it off after over like an episode and a half. I've seen like clips of it online. They make jokes about people who like adult cartoons. Like, it's almost like the whole show is made with contempt for the audience that would like it. And it seems to have pissed off woke people and anti-woke people.
Oh, probably because it's so pandering.
Yeah, it's very pandering. And also, apparently, a lot of the stuff I've seen from the woke people who don't like it, it's that Mindy Kaling is a transphobe.
She's a transphobe?
She once liked a tweet from J.K. Rowling.
That's
Oh my god.
hilarious, dude.
Was it like from 20 years ago when she was like, "Oh, the new Harry Potter book has been released."
No, it was people were going after her, and she said something about yes, I'm very upset about this, and I'm going to cry about it all the way to my mansion. It was one of those type of tweets. And Mindy Kaling liked her saying that because Mindy Kaling was like in the wrote for The Office. I feel like she's like there's a lot of spoiler here. There's a lot of woke comedians or comedians who do the woke stuff that will text me their real thoughts about that. Like, here's a joke I could only say to you,
And it's like,
that
no,
type
dude,
of
you
thing.
could say it to anybody.
Yes.
You could have a nice time as a comedian
Yeah.
saying things that make you laugh.
Yeah,
Instead
there
of
are-
just wanting to shake the hands of retards.
Yes, there are. So I feel like a lot of the people who came up in a bit of the like alt comedy boom in like the early to mid 2000s.
Back when like it was a lot edgier than people.
Yes, it was very funny. And now that's kind of become the norm, so it's kind of hacky now. And also, yeah, those people aren't edgy really at all.
It's more watered down now too, because it's not like the people that were doing like the alt comedy in the early 2000s
Yeah.
were watching some of like the more traditional funny comedy of the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
And they were putting their own spin on it. But now like the people that are doing like the alt comedy have grown up watching like the Patton Oswalt and Eugene Merman's Invite Them Up and being inspired by that and getting into comedy. So now it's like second generation alternative
Yeah.
comedy that's like an alternative to alternative comedy, which just is like this unfunny fucking woke pandering.
Yeah,
reading
which
from your
is,
journal
the
shit.
generation of the Patton Oswalt, Eugene Merman, we're all very funny.
Pre-murdering his wife.
Right,
Patton
yes.
Oswalt.
But yeah, the, so I feel like the comics who were around back then, a lot of them, it's like they still like the fucked up jokes. I think most people still do. I do wonder for some of the younger people that are just starting stand up and doing like the alt, like super woke stuff, how many of them actually do like fucked up jokes also, or they've grown up so much that they'll like never have old tweets where they fucked up because they from the beginning were never going to.
Or curated their Well, they would just find something else that they get in trouble for.
Maybe, yeah.
That's
They
the
probably
thing, is,
they
like,
probably rape.
Nobody ever thought like saying faggot in like 2006 would cost them like a fucking hosting gig for the Emmys or something.
Well, because a lot of the people who were saying it were doing it in jokes where they were pro-gay.
It was like a bit, like all of Sarah Silverman's act, and like look how awful she is now. Saying like, oh, black people fucking deserve to live, and gay people shouldn't be murdered. And it's like, what happened to the fucking Jewish woman I fell in love with in 2008?
I do think early Sarah Silverman is still one of my favorite comedians ever. She's so funny.
Isn't that wild how it changes?
Time to face the strain.
Even her last Netflix special, it was like 4 or 5 years ago now, I thought was good. But she's just not in like that world of like stand up all the time. Like now, like the stand up world is kind of more like almost the podcasting world.
I have noticed that there's one cool thing, and it seems that comedians have kind of chilled out on that new hour every year.
Yeah.
Shit. Remember that from like a few years back where it was like, I got to fucking put out a new hour every year. And it's like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like maybe you should make it every 2 years and really polish that.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like they've kind of, I feel like there's just more avenues to express yourself that they don't need to put out just necessarily an hour. Yeah. Because you got podcast and you got other things to do.
Yeah. You could post clips of you doing crowd work. Mm-hmm. I think eventually, because of like all the clips that people post, no one wants to post stuff like from their act necessarily. So I think people are gonna grow. There's some people growing up who think, "Wow, is every single? I guess every comedy show is just crowd work and roasts."
Yeah,
yeah. Like post some real clips. Like, who cares?
But yeah, so so I feel like Mindy Kaling's probably actually cool. And there was one joke that was like being memed everywhere from the show where Velma was like, I spit truth with no filter, just like every comedian before Me Too. Mm-hmm. And so like woke people looking at that and like, how dare she say that the Me Too movement was bad because it stopped comedians from being able to be honest. And other people are looking at it like, that's a fucked up thing that comedians now have to censor themselves, and she's making fun of that. Like everyone's just mad at her.
It's just like a stupid fucking joke.
Yeah,
where it's like you just pulled that out of a headline.
Yes,
and threw it through like a joke algorithm.
My thing is it's a bad joke. It's not a good joke, but yeah, it is kind of one of those things that it's not like 7% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes,
and it's like Scooby-Doo's a fucking kids. Thing. Like it doesn't need to be for a mature. It's like let little kids shit be for little kids. Like fucking, you could do like a revamp fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. If you want to do like paranormal, cool high school.
It's
shit.
So dumb. Where we're gonna bring back Velma from Scooby-Doo. There's gonna be no dog.
Yeah, everyone loves fucking Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo's
no
awesome.
one likes fucking Velma.
Well, that's why, like, Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
Yeah.
That's why even when they did like a spin-off, it's like, all right, what do we need? We need Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, fuck the other three. We'll even like throw in a smaller, more retarded, less likable Scooby-Doo, Scrappy-Doo, and that series will still be fine.
Apparently that's super controversial, which I didn't, Scrappy-Doo in general is very controversial. I didn't realize that, but I remember as a kid loving Scrappy-Doo. I thought it was so fun.
Well, yeah, because you're a fucking kid. The people that had a problem with Scrappy-Doo were like the people in their 20s now, you know?
Yeah.
Who were like, oh, that's not the real fucking Scooby-Doo. And it's like, it's for little kids, dude. Who gives a fuck?
It's the fucking Funko Pop generation where it's like, oh, I love this cartoon from when I was a child. And it's like, cool. Have you garnered any additional interest?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
If anything, you should just look at me like, oh, I remember that when I was a kid. Huh.
Yeah.
It's different now. Oh, well.
It's different.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's no need to be like, what? Like, fucking put the brakes? Like, who gives a fuck, dude?
You know what?
Life sucks.
A lot of people have office jobs where they don't have to do much, and then so they buy Funko Pops, and then they think about what Star Wars would be like if they were one of the characters.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you know, they should be going into the woods with an axe, wearing a fucking flannel t-shirt and cutting down wood to bring back to their wife, so that they could start a fire and read next to their children in the middle of the afternoon on a Sunday during the Sabbath.
Remember when Linda Cardinelli played Velma in Scooby-Doo? No, that was a hot Velma.
No. Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing is that Hot Velma is like the fun Halloween costume now and everything. So I feel like there was almost thought of like we're gonna do a show about Velma, and it's almost like yeah, Velma's cool. People like Velma. They don't even need Scooby anymore because everyone dresses up as Velma. People don't dress up as Scooby-Doo for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And
turns out they were barking up the wrong tree.
I think so. I don't know. I think it was. It just seems like no one likes. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say it. But it seems like it's bad, and no one likes it, including the people it was like probably targeted for.
Yeah.
Or some of the people who would have been most likely to watch it, they make fun of. And I did see this though. That I found very funny. Someone said, Daphne is not a mean girl. Fred is not an insecure man baby. Shaggy's not worried about being a beta. Scooby exists. One of the best parts of Scooby-Doo is the gang's sense of family and friendship. They love each other. The new Velma show is appalling to change that core relationship. Like, that guy's way too into the cartoon.
Yeah. I really hope that's a fucking satire.
It has to be.
I don't think so. I think that person's actually upset with what the
Scooby-Doo exists. I love what a powerful statement.
That's the biggest problem with this new Velma show. And actually, I had the big problem with Scooby-Doo Erasure.
I hate it, dude.
I hate Scooby-Doo Erasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me Scooby-Doo's not even non-binary. That he's in the binary.
No, Scrappy-Doo is non-binary.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Puppy power.
Yeah.
And he fucks a man in the ass.
Ooh, yeah.
Your puppy power can't beat AIDS, though. He was like, he refused to get treatment.
Yeah.
And they were like, Scrappy, please take the medication. Like, I don't need it. I got puppy power.
That's what that Scooby had AIDS also. They actually had to put the medication in Scooby snacks. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Oh,
my T cells are dropping.
that's how he was able to stay alive for so long.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently it's like a lot of like Fred's the white, like Shaggy's black, Velma's Indian, Fred's white, and Daphne's white, so they're the bad guys immediately because, you know, white people are always evil. I actually saw an interesting interview. Kumail Nanjiani did an interview where he talked about how he doesn't like that people say that like only white people can be racist because then in movies when there's racist characters only white people can get those roles and it's limiting for people of color.
You don't understand, man. I want to play a fucking bigot, man. I want to be in the KKK. Thank you
so
very
it's so
much.
like for so long.
Why is he
He's Kamal Nanjiani, dude.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
an Indian comedian.
Well, he is in the new show Chippendales, where there's like an Indian owner who's racist against black people.
Oh,
I don't want a black guy on that fucking stage. It's going to make people crazy. I got to up the lighting. It looks like there's a shadow. It looks like they're paying for a big non-person right there. There's no one there.
It's so funny, not necessarily specifically Kumail, but in general, that the idea was for so long, minorities was kind of like, we can't be racist. Only white people can be racist because they're the ones with power. And now it's like, well, we can be racist and we should be. That's why you should put us in roles in movies where we play racists.
Dude, I had a Japanese waitress last night, and I was eating sushi with Ben, and he complimented her on the eggplant that she had served him, and she said, and imagine all of this in a Japanese accent. She said, "I'm glad you enjoyed it. The other day, a customer ordered it, a black guy, and he hated it." And that was the story.
Joe, how would you have said that in an Asian accent, Japanese accent, a black accent?
Thank you. Other day, man go buy he brack, and he do not like eggplant.
That was perfect.
Yeah,
dude.
And Ben was like, Jesus. And I'm like, that's Asians. They don't like black people.
Yeah.
They really don't. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird. Like there's like a weird symbiosis between black people and Asian people.
They both don't like each other.
Well, no, black people love fucking anime.
Oh, yes.
And karate and shit. And Asian people love saying the N-word and calling each other the N-word too.
Yes.
Especially Filipinos.
Yeah, they've like, convinced us all it's like just a word in their language that means
Yeah. Then they say a lot when someone's playing music on their phone in the subway.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah,
you fucking why don't you get off?
Yeah.
You're ruining everyone's nice time.
That is the problem, is that black people really love karate, and they really love using karate moves on Asian people during a pandemic.
It's a miscommunication, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're like, because they want to
They want to
show them their
relate. They
moves.
want to relate to Asian people.
Yeah,
so they're just
I
showing them their karate moves.
Your Honor, I thought he was gonna fucking block that shit.
Yeah.
Your Honor, Exhibit A, Bruce Lee. Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't slap him in the face, and you're telling me just because this woman is 99 years old that she don't have the fucking powers that Bruce Lee had, man?
Your Honor, I did not hate this Asian man. I just wanted to try and help him reach his Super Saiyan abilities. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
That we
But-
should cut that and put it on Instagram.
We
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
We
The
will.
one where we just do over the top racist accents.
Yep.
That's the clip we should have out from the episode.
Best of locker room.
Yeah. Just us doing different voices.
Yeah.
Look out, Matt. Here comes Bubs to kill you.
Do you think there are writers that have the thought of maybe they could write a show that doesn't involve something that already exists?
Absolutely. No.
Well, I did see a thing recently where it is very funny where because everything is like a remake now, and I saw someone so there's been the thing where people are like, oh, movies are dead, and someone shared a thing that was like, how could people say movies are dead? And it was a list of like all the movies that are coming out in the next year, and it's all remakes.
Yeah.
And they were being serious when they were like, and some people say movies are dying because we have coming out in the next year Creed 3, Scream, Shazam, Guardians of the Galaxy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Wonka.
What is Wonka?
It's a new Willy Wonka movie.
Oh,
They're bringing back Willy Wonka, Aquaman, Little Mermaid, Fast 10. Fast 10 will be good though.
of course.
Actually, most of these probably will be good.
Do you think we just ran out of stuff?
John Wick. Well, some of them are new because like Fast and Furious is at least like a newish thing, like 2003. It's post 2000.
That's 20 years ago, dude.
But as opposed to like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Indiana Jones, Shazam, this is stuff that's been the comic books have been around since like the 40s. Dungeons and Dragons.
To be fair, maybe we just ran out of shit. Like,
Maybe.
civilization has
John
gone on
Wick,
further than
yeah.
it was supposed to anyway. So
John
it's like,
Wick is the last 10 years and Fast is the last 20 years. Everything else is older than that.
Yeah, but even like John Wick, we get it. He doesn't like it
Yeah.
when you kill his dog. Like
Super Mario Bros. Movie, Barbie,
Megan's an original thing.
Megan. Okay.
That was original.
I don't know. What's Megan?
What's
butter on a summer
Cocaine
day
Bear?
when she's
Cocaine Bear.
around.
Cocaine Bear is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elemental,
Disney Pixar.
Disney one.
Oppenheimer. That'll be an
Oppenheimer.
interesting one. Dune.
Oh well, nobody on this podcast should listen to it.
Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Flash is your favorite movie, Matt. Plus,
Yeah.
it's what you like to do on the weekends outside of the bingo.
Whoa.
So there's like 30 something movies here, and I think we picked out 2 that are original and 2 others that are created in the IP was made in the last 20 years. Everything else is a remake of something older than that. No, I don't think we ran out of shit. I think there's a formula, and also there's way more risk now because there's no like DVD sales. So it's like I think studios want to do something that's proven and will make a certain amount of money. So they're not going to take a risk on just a completely new thing.
I think they could, and they're just like, oh, we'll just throw it on one of our streaming services.
I think they
and then
could
if it does well,
They could do that, but they're not going to.
They could. I mean, I think a few of them do. Netflix probably does that more than any. Well, if Netflix just buys the content, they don't really
Yeah.
make a whole lot of their own.
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard out here to try and come up with a new superhero.
What would your superhero be, Matt?
White Adam.
What does he do?
Oh well, he's already in the Bible.
Yes, he is in the Bible. Yeah, Black Adam. Apparently, you may know more about this than me, but like, so Henry Cavill's in the end of Black Adam as
Yeah.
like Superman and Black Adam. I'm gonna fight, and then James Gunn takes over, and now Henry Cavill's out, and there's like a feud between James Gunn and The Rock. Is that real?
Well, it's like people are saying like The Rock also tried to go over like he went to like the executive directors of the WB to pitch his idea because what he kind of wanted Black Adam to be was like a soft reboot
Yeah.
of the DC where it's like, all right, we're gonna do this and we're gonna pick and choose the good stuff. Like he
Yeah.
wanted Henry Cavill's Superman, I think he was really pushing for the reinstation of Zack Snyder's Snyderverse.
Okay.
And then, James Gunn was, signed on to be like the creative director of WB and bring everything under one unified, movie. It's all going to be like kind of like the Marvel where it's all in one universe.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't a space for Henry Cavill's Superman. And that caused some additional fallout with The Rock.
Yeah.
So now there's no Black Adam 2 either.
Oh, man. I like Black Adam. Did it not do well?
I don't think it did great. It didn't do enough to really warrant it being like the reboot for the DC universe.
Okay, yeah.
And I
it's
think,
tough when it's like one of those you see it like $300-something million opening or whatever. It's like, oh, but they also spent $300 million and it was supposed to make $500 million. Like,
and at this point, it just depends on like, does it do well overseas? Because that's like a big deciding factor in movies now too.
Yeah. Does
like
China
Black
like it?
Adams destroys Taiwan.
Yeah.
Black Adam.
Yeah. Well, Chinese people don't like black people. I mean, actually, as far as like movie leads go, a lot of times I think I heard there had been issues with like black leads in movies and how that does well in China.
That's why they removed John Boyega from the Star Wars movies overseas. Yeah, they made Finn like less of a relevant character, and they were saying like hopefully to try to make it test better in the Chinese market.
That's very funny
because like there's all this shit like they were kind of implying that he might have like be force sensitive and shit.
Yeah,
and it definitely looked like they were building him up to be the main character, but.
Yeah.
We're over an hour, Matt. Don't worry. We're almost done.
We'll make it.
You'll be in your lover's arms soon.
Yes. But yeah, so now, goddamn, I like Black Adam a lot because they had like a history type story and background.
I love your history.
I do. I love my history.
Tet Adam.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you one thing about Black Adam.
I couldn't before I saw the movie.
And now Matt's an expert.
Now I'm an expert.
This is how dumb I am. I really thought it was like a Black Panther type thing. I'm like, really? There's some superhero named Adam that we made black. We have to do another type of black superhero movie. You know?
Well, what was Black Adam like in the comics?
I mean, he's kind of like, he was basically like an evil version of Shazam.
Okay.
Also known as Captain Marvel before.
Right.
All that shit.
Really?
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah.
Wait, Shazam was Captain Marvel?
Shazam's real name in the comics is Captain Marvel.
Okay.
That was the title. And DC had that before Marvel, but then because DC never renewed the rights to Captain Marvel, Marvel Comics bought the right for their Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And then DC brought that character back. It's like all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
So there were two Captain Marvels, and then because Marvel's Captain Marvel was doing better, they were like, we're just going to call him Shazam. Because everyone calls him Shazam anyway. Shazam is actually his cry to activate the powers.
Yes.
That's what Billy Batson says, to call upon the power of, it's actually the wizard Shazam. That's who's Shazam.
Yeah.
And he was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, like if people are, we should set it up on YouTube where if people are watching a podcast and they want a funnier one, they can say Shazam and an episode of Locker Room Talk comes up for them.
Yeah, there should be an app for that.
Right, yeah.
Pabastis, what do you think about all this?
I
think that superhero movies are a thing of the past and no one wants to watch them anymore, but the movie producers don't know what else to do. And also, I want to eat a mouse. Goodbye.
Are you watching any of the superhero movies next year, Joe? No?
I'm over it.
You're over it?
I am.
See, even a certified incel like Joseph isn't watching the superhero
remember,
movies.
like,
Who are they for then?
I feel like if a friend of mine like Mark Henley, may he live forever,
Ooh,
he
yeah,
says he will like love them unconditionally no matter what forever. So like if he's going to go see the new Guardians of the Galaxy, I would go with him. But if I don't see it, at this point I'm like, I'm kind of over it too.
Eventually, I think it will like catch up to even him.
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't feel, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's done. I felt that way. I felt like after Endgame, it's like there's really nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You killed off or retired all like the main characters. And Marvel Comics, it's not like a legacy. What Marvel Comics and DC Comics, it's not like a legacy type thing where then it's handed off to the next person. Like Spider-Man is always going to be Peter Parker, and there's going to be like Miles Morales, and there's going to be other people that have the title Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But in the mind of the people, it's always going to be Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And same with like Iron Man.
Or what about comic books you never got over. because eventually, like, there's new comics. So you think it's
Right.
possible that there'll always be like new movies or new TV shows that, I think I'm excited if there's a new season of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, like, when The Boys comes out with a new season.
There's always
going to
be like
that.
new shit to consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not necessarily going to be like but I just mean like as Marvel as a continuing ongoing continuous storyline.
Yeah.
That won't happen. Like they can reboot it.
Okay.
Like how like there's like several Batman films.
Yeah.
But each one is a little self-contained.
Gotcha.
You
Okay,
know.
so there'll be still these characters, but they'll just be different
Yeah.
stories entirely.
It's not going to be like the Marvel universe, like what they did, where it's like every movie is connected and
Yeah.
bleeds into the next. That style of storytelling is going to be so difficult to make happen again.
Yeah.
Because no studio has the budget that Disney does,
Yeah.
where they can invest several $billion
Yeah.
to create one cohesive storyline. Like if you look at it from Iron Man from 2008 to Avengers Endgame, and
Yeah.
like what was it, 2019
Yeah.
or whatever. Like that's like a 11-year long
Yeah.
story, multi-billion dollars, and it's all. I mean, like, yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't originally envisioned, but there was an idea of it all working towards Avengers.
Maybe
and
if
all
the
that.
Saudi International Fund gets a movie studio.
They're too busy fucking ruining pro wrestling, dude.
Yeah, there was a rumor that WWE.
It's not a rumor, dude. It's happening. No, it actually is happening.
WWE is going to be sold most likely, but there was a rumor that it was sold to the Saudi International Fund.
It is. gonna be sold.
Some like wrestling reporter. It's very funny because I saw on I know that wrestling journalism is like a joke. Basically, what wrestling journalism is like 30 years ago. Some people started writing like wrestling newsletters, and because nobody else was, they just became the wrestling journalists. It wasn't like there was competition and who's actually got the correct story or anything. It was just whoever was kind of enough of a loser to want to do it at the time. And so now even when like people who have maybe a little more credibility or would have more credibility get into it, the people who are the experts in their field and the veterans are people who were bad journalists. So there's some good journalists at this point. I feel I don't follow it super closely, but I don't want to paint with such a broad brush to say they're all bad. But like on CNBC, they were talking about the rumors about the sale, and they just rolled their eyes when they mentioned that a wrestling journalist had reported it, and it's untrue.
We don't know that though.
That's true. Anything can be real or not real in professional wrestling.
And it's the WWE. Never say never. I'm Joe Gorman. Thank you for listening to the Joe Gorman Pro Wrestling Comedy Experience featuring Locker Room Talk.
Yes. Happy Martin Luther King Day.